So the next slide is, and these I show because they claim it's not a cult. They are not a cult. They are not a cult. And, Hillman even says he doesn't even know who the Ammonites are. So I wanted to show you the severity. The severity. Now, this has since this has aired, has been taken underground. The hazing rituals do not proceed like this anymore. Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna go full screen for this.
Good. Where are we in the cult? Remember, we're always putting our machine. We're looking for the cult.
What? What? Okay.
This is part of the hazing ritual.
I knew.
I told you.
I knew that this was. I knew that this was going to get weird.
The Witcher. Is that The Witcher 4?
No, Kyle.
Is that Siri?
That's Daenerys Targaryen.
Is that Siri?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we're just joking around.
Oh my God. Sorry, continue.
A little bit of the, a little bit of the Bible, because I want you to know, why are we standing here tonight in the regalia that we're wearing? Why are we in it? Because this is what the sons of God do, right? Mine is as white as wool. You'll notice that.
I'm serious. I think that's a Daenerys Targaryen wig from like Party City.
I'll show you my kit. We are the sons of Heracles. Nobody gets through Chewie tonight who doesn't have the proper attire. And we, as the Morning Star, we have the hair of wool. Let's bring it up. Bring up the revelation of the John.
Oh, God.
Welcome to the gymnasium. Here we go.
Doc, are you okay over there? I got my popcorn. Okay, I'll go.
Oh my God, this is fantastic! Thank you so much, Nicole. This is wonderful.
An honor sponsor. Yes. We first give a shout out at this inception of the gymnasium. We give a shout out to the men and women of Ukraine who right now are fighting everyone's battle against the darkness. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Honor to those people. If those people can do that, surely we can put on a wig and a piece of lingerie, right? Something tasteful, right? Something nice. Something honorable.
What the fuck?
So here we go.
That's the hazing.
We've got 3 so far. Neil is waiting in the wings. We're waiting. We're waiting for Neil. We'll get to.
I don't need to see the shape of this man's balls.
Right now, I want to go ahead and introduce.
His Medeas are hanging.
Snappy and Conius, right? How about some applause? Can we get some applause in there somewhere? Good audio applause? No applause? Okay.
No, I'm not touching that button.
Sorry, but to have that going. So here's what.
The one in the middle likes it. I can tell.
Thank you for.
Is that Snappy?
Snappy is in the middle.
I knew.
Oh, I knew
it. I called it.
You did.
That's. Oh my God.
And for getting it ready, right? That's fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. Here's the initiation, boys, round 1. Are you ready for this? The initiation, round 1. Please, you will both have exactly 60 seconds to answer the question. And the question is the struggle. The question is the struggle. Sons of Heracles, are you ready for this? Question number 1. Who is Jesus? 1 minute. Snappy, go.
Jesus is Baal. Jesus is he is basically a usurper of the mysteries who has taken advantage of the mysteries and the power of the divine feminine by usurping it in the name of Baal, Jupiter, Zeus, to impose an eternal order upon us. That's Jesus in a nutshell. He's, force of attraction.
Fantastic. Good.
Crazy
Good.
eyes.
Okay.
Fucking miles away.
Thaddeus, are you ready? You're going to find wherever his weakness is and put him down. My question to you is the same.
Dude, the one on the right looks like he's from a fucking Whitest Kids You Know
He's
sketch.
a pedophilic mind meddler. He meddled the mysteries, and he is a copycat of Dionysus. He tried to follow in the great Dionysus' step, but he couldn't do it. And what he did is spread lies and rumors and take people's souls. That's all I got.
That's all you need. Point to Chthonius for not only bringing the argument, but bringing the force behind it. Because you feel that? I can feel that. And I'm the referee, so that's what I get to do. I get to make those calls. So that's 1 point. 1 point for Chthonius. Question number 2. We start out now with Chthonius. Question number 2. Have you ever been molested or physically groped by Jesus or one of his disciples?
Yes, I have. He molested my mind and twisted me from the truth when I was young. His religion was forced upon me, and it
Oh my
put a
god.
shadow in my mind. It blocked the light of the true gods, the Greek gods and goddesses. And what it did is it almost took my soul. But I found the gods and goddesses at an early age.
Excellent response.
I
Nice
hope for Eamon's sake there is no god, because he's gonna be pissed when he meets him. You dick. Kick him right down to hell. Jesus. That's insane.
Excuse me. Snappy, this looks like good luck with this one. That was a great answer. Snappy, I'll read the question again. Have you ever been molested or physically groped by Jesus or one of his disciples?
Yes, quite literally. As a young person, I was very vulnerable. I was a queer person looking for help, and I was targeted by Christian extremists through friends, and I was brought to a youth group, and I confided in one of these priests about my feelings, and he took advantage of me and exploited me in the back room and molested my mind.
Oh,
and
that-
made me
that
hate
explains
myself
so
for
much.
most of my life. And this is something that I've been dealing with.
Fucking Catholics.
Why they both say molested my mind? They don't say, oh, I was molested.
Well, that's what they
He
call their
touched my
butthole,
pee-pee.
Kyle.
They both say they got mind molested.
I think this one got
Anyway,
traditionally
it
molested.
doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter.
Until now, and it's brought me here. And this has given me the rage to fight against Christ, to fight against this oppression, and to see the abuse for what it is. So, yeah, I've seen the literal darkness that these people instill, and I'm here to wage war.
Oh, wow. Point to Snappy. That was one on a technicality.
Damn,
Of,
we got a tie.
you brought it to the real. You know what I mean? You brought it down. I mean, I think
This guy, seriously.
it was a great move.
Oh,
But wow, you came around it. Hey, people, if you can't appreciate that, nice. Okay, so we're 1-1. The deciding point.
so
of
a question real quick, Nicole Examiner.
this game.
Was this while you were still in the club?
No, this was before I joined.
Okay, all right. Because
But I
I would love to know what it was to be like someone in the chat watching this live. Like, I would love to. What was your first reaction when you saw this?
I thought, oh my God, I finally know what goes on in these secret societies, actually. This
It was
is
like
the type-
puzzle pieces come together. You're going, oh
Yes,
God,
absolutely.
it's not a truck.
It was all kinds of puzzle pieces that come together for me. And what I want to say is, because Snappy won, Snappy is, of course, the right hand. Chthonius was living in a halfway house with other men at the time and was
I can see
very
that.
much abused because of this interaction and has always been a bit ostracized because of losing and having, drug issues too, like uncontrollable type.
Yeah,
Drug.
that's especially
Even
for
though
men.
drug use is very much encouraged.
Yeah, especially for men. That's usually the people that cults go after is people who are like the guys who are like really hit rock bottom in some way, or have very impressionable personalities. One meeting with Eamon Hillman and it made him into a woman. Like, come on.
Well,
I don't mean to diagnose, but the guy on the right, he seems to genuinely have like he's not entirely there.
Yeah.
Right.
The guy in the middle just looks like a psycho.
Yeah.
Let's just enjoy this.
Well, this is just one way of initiation. There's 3 ways. Okay, this is the way of Hercules or Heracles. There is the way of Aphrodite, where you have a one night stand with a stranger, or there's the way of Cain, where you shave your head, and that's the one I did. I shaved my head.
Yeah, you were saying there's a lot of people in the club that shave their head, and we saw that with what's his face? What was the rapper guy? Teddy Bass.
Yeah, Teddy Bass. Yeah. Well, I thought, oh my God, I keep my hair short anyway because I am very temperature sensitive. So I keep my hair short anyway. So me shaving it, I was like, okay, whatever. But it was not this mass spiritual exodus that they expected I would have, because like I said, I've been in, in these studies for over 25 years, but they thought that I would have this great revelation, like a lot of them have. They're like, whoa, this
So
whole
they thought like shaving your head was like gonna like push you over the edge and get you dyed in the wool.
Well, you have to sacrifice. There's always a sacrifice, in a Luciferian type of religion. Well, we sacrifice anything to gain anything. You're going to have to give up something to gain it. It's just the way energy exchange works.
Yeah.
And the more you virtue signaled, the more respected and, the closer in you get, right? So now the hazing is if you come and bully Jevum, or Jevum acknowledges you or makes content because of you, you get a shout out from Hillman and you get in the club.
Yeah, that sounds like
Scientologist. Yeah, people that are in the server think they're in the club. They're not. If they are taking lessons, they think they're in the club. They're not.
Yeah.
Now it's so big. I mean, I got in when it was itty bitty. Now it's so big that, they've become pretty militarized, tightened up the ropes. And, you've got all walks of life that were coming into that server. So now this one is of Neil, Gnostic Informant. Gnostic Informant has a huge channel, over 200-something thousand followers. I think Neil was his right hand for a long time. Neil supposedly had a falling out with him, but I'm like,
I've heard the name Neil around a bit, so okay, it's good to be able to connect that to.
You'll recognize his face probably. And get to play.
Yeah, these are the builders
You gotta echo again.
true civilization.
There you go.
There we go.
We are going to look at some hymns, but first, we're going to do it through Neil. So I would like to welcome, before Neil opens his mouth, I would like to introduce him as a new man. With regards to
does this motherfucker have tattoos over his eyes?
Before he was goat feces, right?
Those are drawn.
Now he possesses.
Are those drawn or tattoos?
Those are drawings.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, but you can see he shaved his head.
Mm-hmm.
And Amen said before he was goat feces. So this is another part of like dangerous hazing rituals. They bring you low, and this is in Plato's Republic too. They bring you low, and then they build you up, right? And they keep you up there because they need you feeling like you're the bee's knees. You fuck up, they're gonna bring you lower than you ever were, or they'll try. Yeah.
I do like the gold crown thingy, though. I might have to give me one of those.
That is, that's the ivy that represents that. It's very Dionysian. Mm-hmm.
That's right. He was able to work. He was able to work through the rites. He was able to skim them just with his own. I wasn't going to do it for him. And to be honest, Neil, I got to tell you, your final find, I did not think you would make it by tonight. I didn't. I was dreading. I was like, I don't think he is. So, Neil,
after the pseudo Nix thing, you didn't have the faith in me after that?
Yeah, I knew that it would be great to have you so that you could talk about. Can you start us from the beginning? Can you tell us about casting out demons? Can you tell us about purification? Can you tell us about those powers that you're interacting? Can you tell us about mania? Can you tell us
WrestleMania?
Can you make us comfortable with your Herculean cross-dressing mania?
My knee just made it really gay.
That's the whole point, is to enter into the mania and to harness that energy and to hold on to it and then to focus it on the image of the goddess Nyx. Pseudo Nyx means the image of the Nyx, image of night. And sometimes you might need a little boost, which is, some ayahuasca or some kaikian or something that gets you in that mania. And then that's, you see this even outside of mysteries, even in Christianity. You see this in the churches. People are speaking in tongues. They don't know why that's working. They think it's Jesus doing it to them. But no, that's the spirit of the Bakoi. That's the mania. That's the frenzy. That's what that is.
Jesus was the purple man, living in a desert, purple land. Snake bite to the head, antidote from a boy's gland.